Hello, this is the Eradicator, and welcome to this channel. Now, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That's really helping me a lot. We're well above 800 subs. Soon it's gonna be 1,000. That means it's gonna be monetization for this channel. There's gonna be tons of upgrades. I'm gonna do a lot of things for you guys. I promise you that, and I promise you also next month we're gonna have a giveaway. So guys, let's get ready. Let's subscribe. Let's make this channel grow, and well, let's do this video. Today we're going to talk about ATV. It's all Friday. It's time to comment around the verse, and we're pretty spoiled today. We had a little preview of 3.5, and we're gonna see what it's about. You're gonna see my live reactions. Haven't seen it yet so far, and yeah, we're gonna discuss that. So yeah, let's go. All right, let's see what it got here. The Gladius. I wonder why. Well, these are pretty good-looking videos on Daymar, eh?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Around the Verse.
Well, guys, what the hell was this? This is how I say hello to my audience. Hello, and welcome to this channel. I think some of you guys must have watched this channel. Thank you so much, by the way, for all the support. But I didn't know CIG was watching the channel.
Steve Bender.
Something like that.
Yeah, I really can't believe they let us keep doing these things. So let's switch it up.
You and me both, buddy. I
can see it better on this side. You know, it's just a little better angle.
Yeah. Come on, let's get started. We want to see less fluff, more stuff.
Well, in today's episode, we'll continue investigating the soon-to-be unleashed new flight model and take a look at the development of our corp and its moons. But first, it's community time.
You're darn tootin' it is. The Addicted Gaming.
Okay, they have been watching this channel. Because for those who are not familiar with this channel, I like to put some of these cheesy, special effects in my videos, just like that. I've never seen them doing that before. I haven't seen any other major, YouTubers or streamers doing that either. So. Thank you so much for the homage, CIG. I really appreciate it. I'm quite surprised, to be honest, but yeah, it's very cool. Thank you.
Recently put their dogfighting skills to the test, engaging in a battle above Korea Station.
Yeah, it was actually pretty awesome.
Totally tubular.
Yes.
Bodacious, even.
Well, I'm not a big fan of these
said it better myself, Sean.
It's true there's been a lot of activity going on around Korea these days, with players appropriating themselves the station just like they did with Yella, the Yella Jump Town. So it's pretty cool that they are reporting on what's going on, and I wish I had been part of that battle. It looked pretty awesome from what we see here. I've seen a hostage situation, though, which was also cool. But the battle must have been something worth going
designer Andrew Nicholson.
And hosting this party, he's here to tell us about how controls in general are going to work when the new flight model goes live. Take it away, Andrew.
We were really lucky with CitizenCon and having people actually turn up and play the game. We provided a demo of the flight control changes, so we've had some time post then to just look at all of their feedback and address some of the
that was like 3 months ago. So it must have given them some time to do some twitches,
people's issues,
changes.
With the HOTAS
By the time it's going to be released, it will be 6 months after.
It became clear that it was really unintuitive to ask players to push the throttle forward to apply full retro thrust. So we made it.
What? Wait. So you push forward to have the thrusters, the retro thrusters that will make you go backwards. That's weird. I'm glad that they changed that.
Quite a simple change to just invert that. You'll have to apply a switch into like a retro thrust mode if you're playing with the half throttle control. Like we kind of split it into 2 types. There's like the full, which would be the omnidirectional throttle, but by default we're going to be half throttle. So maximum 100% is a full forward thrust. Flip to the inverse of that, you'd now be applying 0% throttle to apply maximum retro thrust.
All right, so that's cool if you have like a Cytec X52, which is like the affordable HOTAS. It's of about $100 to $150 US. Now, if you're a part of the plebes like me, if you're a plebeian like me, you would have maybe a Logitech. One of these crappy Logitech joysticks, the cheap ones at $30. Now, there is a tiny little handle for throttle, but it doesn't tell you when you're in the middle. So we're not going to know when we are reaching zero, the limit between going forward and backwards. It's not going to tell us. So I hope they're thinking about us too, and not just those who have the HOTAS. Otherwise, if it's not really pleasant and sucks, then I'm going to just play with the keyboard and joystick. But I was really waiting for this patch to start using my keyboard and joystick, keyboard and mouse. But I was really waiting for 3.5 to start using my joystick. So let's see what they're gonna say here.
Which sounds more complicated than it actually is. So another thing that came out of the feedback was it was a little bit of a shock when we suggested we'd remove the space break from the list of actions available. We spoke to the backers on the floor, and it made it clear that it was something that we'd really miss, especially with decoupled flight players. So we just reintroduced it. Simple as that, really.
Well, that's cool that they
Finally, there was a little additional extra we added as a little quality of life piece. We've had a few bits of feedback on decoupling.
Quality of life is always
do that a little bit easier. So we've gone ahead and implemented a simple hold for the action now. So rather than a toggle, it's a hold, and it sometimes helps me to make maneuvers. I find if you hold the button and release it, it's a little bit quicker and easier to use. We're looking forward to the players finally getting their hands on all these controls, because there are a lot
so basically,
of
if you are
changes.
playing with, so if we press V, let's see. So I'm using AWSD and V for the maneuvers that we are using when we are pressing A or D for the strive. Oh, okay, yeah, that would work. That would totally work. As always, guys, I'm a concierge now. So as soon as I get to 3.5, which is going to be the first wave, you'll be the first ones to know, my impressions and whether this new flight model is great, or if the current one which we have, which was not as good as the previous one, if the current one is actually better or not than the new one. You're going to be the first one to know. I'll stay tuned to the channel.
Now, let's head over to ArcCorp and see how the planet is progressing. As we've discussed on previous episodes, there are unique
really looking forward to this one.
Designing and building a planet
I really
like
hope there's not going to be any delays,
in
unlike Hurston. I don't want to see a
These tests are helping the
3.5.5.
devs figure out how the buildings we place on the planet.
Yeah, look at that. That really looks very ArcCorp-y. Makes me think of these mining facilities that we see around the moon so far, but this time it's a skyscraper. I'm wondering why there are so few windows. That's going to be also interesting to see if there's any explanations in the lore or not.
Will look, and how they'll blend with the new textures.
I like the black
they're
building too.
implementing. You can see here the test
It's too bad we won't be able to go inside these buildings one by one, but
environment.
obviously that's too much
So
resources.
this gives a sense of how all the elements will blend together and how they'll look as you fly above the planet, which is pretty important.
Yeah, and with new planets come new moons. Here's Patrick Ladies and Pascal Muller to tell us some of what we can expect when we visit Walla and Lyria.
Oh yeah, these two
The
moons
ArcCorp
are really
moons
interesting as well.
were our first
Pretty unique.
moons where it felt like we really figured out our workflow.
It was actually quite interesting because the tools didn't change anymore. We didn't do any bigger changes to our planet editor anymore, and that's why we had a much better idea of how long it would take to create one of these moons.
So that's what we've been talking about for so many years now. Is that first they had to create all these tools, all these technologies that actually did take time to concept, time to think about exactly what they're gonna do according to their needs. And so now that they are done, and that we're seeing that the work is getting faster and faster and faster. And I remember these moons, they started showing up in the roadmap, and after a couple of weeks they were already done, and everybody was very surprised. But the reason is that the tools are already done. They are building upon what was already built for the previous moons, and they are adding a couple of extra things, and these things they're adding on top of what was already done before is going to help them building the next moons, those of Microtech, even faster. And then we're going to go to the moons and planets of the other systems, going to go faster and faster and faster again. So not 2019, but 2020. I'm pretty sure we're going to see not a lot, but quite a few new planets and moons in 2020, much more than 2019, because of that work.
Our goal is to fill an entire universe with these entities, which takes a lot of time, and they were kind of a test case to see how fast are we really at making these things. And you have to be able to create this look in a procedural way, so you need a lot of parameters that you have to be able to control and then output many assets really fast.
Ultimately, we will use these findings to shorten the production time of all planets and moons in the future.
Yeah, I messed up the names in the last ATV video.
Walla was done in a
Sorry about
fairly
that,
short
guys.
amount of time.
Still a new
Took us
channel,
around
so I'm
4
getting better
weeks.
and better.
So we used
please
very
forgive me if
procedural
sometimes I
workflows for
mess
everything
things
that
up.
we needed for the moon. We tried to repurpose a lot of assets that we already had, tried to give them a fresh look.
Yeah.
And one thing that's very special about Walla is these minerals or crystals. These minerals are basically what's gonna drive this planet.
This is so exotic. In my opinion, this is going to be one of the most, perhaps the most exotic place in the verse when it's going to be in. Of course, it's going to be more and more and more, but as soon as it's in 2 months, this is going to be the most exotic place we'll have because of these. This is, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to have some amazing screenshots.
It's the only thing that brings color to the planet, and the material itself looks very interesting compared to everything else. After we did our first iteration with a procedural tool, we decided to do more of manual work on them. So for example, the crystals were made with a tool called ZBrush. Very manual work, so you start off with a very primitive shape.
It's
and
nice
it's
to
basically
show
a lot
that.
like clay modeling, but on the computer. And this process usually takes a lot longer because everything has to be done by hand. So then you have one crystal, and of course you need variations of these crystals. So of course we always try to be as time efficient as possible, but if we feel it is worth
is that a crystal cave?
it, we are more than willing to put in this extra time and make sure that we really polish this.
Guys, we don't have caves in the verse so far. We have underground facilities, but we don't have caves. That would be awesome if they could introduce caves to the verse. I mean, maybe this could be the first planet or moon with caves that we can explore. That would be really amazing.
Lyria, in comparison to Walla, features a bit more variety.
So Lyria
in
is
terms
basically
of content,
yellow on
so that's why
steroids.
it took a bit longer.
Ice
it was
moon.
something around 4 to 5 weeks. Landscape-wise, it features everything from mountains to flatlands. Those consist of dark rocks, dark volcanic rock, and larger frozen areas. Ice is an element that is
it's
also
really sleek.
quite
Look at that.
dominant
It's a
on
nice
Lyria.
reflection too.
The player, while exploring Lyria, will encounter a lot of frozen, shallow water places. But one element that was supposed to make Lyria stand out is the cryo geysers. So, you know, what a geyser is basically just water piercing through the terrain, right? Like almost a fountain.
Oh, these are going to be amazing
as
touristic
Lyria is
destinations.
supposed to be a very cold, very
I can imagine
very
people going there just to take videos and pictures,
place.
showing off
Those
to
geysers
to the world
basically
what Star
froze
Citizen's about.
when they pierced through the earth. So this is an element that will be found all over Lyria.
Well, that just about does it for us this week, right, Sean?
Oh,
Sadly,
already?
Yes, Steve.
Sadly for some, mercifully for others.
But lots of fun stuff coming up this weekend.
Well, tune in Sunday as the self-proclaimed filthiest race in the verse, the Daymar Rally, kicks up mud on
Oh, the
Crusader's
Daymar. Yeah, well,
filthiest
I
moon.
only have a Dragonfly,
Daymar is
so I'm not going to be
Crusader's
part of it.
filthiest
I
moon.
think you need to have a wheel vehicle for that. Tell me in the comments down below if I'm wrong.
Arguably.
I don't
you
even
can
know when
find
it's
out
taking
more
place or
about
only what
this
time.
community-organized endurance race at
DaymarRally.com.
DaymarRally.com.
Well,
And
I'll
we're
be
kicking
checking it
off
out.
another commercial contest on Friday.
This time we're looking for the best Tumbler Cyclone commercial. So go kick up some dirt and show us your off-road filmmaking skills.
Friday, we'll also be launching a screenshot contest on Spectrum to celebrate Australia Day, challenging players to show off their best flight formations.
The catch? You gotta do it in a Gladius Valiant.
Don't have a Gladius Valiant? But we're giving current backers access to the Valiant for free. Friday, Saturday,
That's what
and
we
Sunday.
saw the
So
Gladius
grab some
before.
friends,
Okay, cool.
jump in those Gladiuses and do your worst.
Well, I'm definitely going to be using the Gladius. Just like to do a test video, see, you know, if we can kick some buttons. I don't want to be in trouble with YouTube. Kick some buttons, some bullocks, with the Gladius. So make sure to check out this channel for more tests. I think that's about it for Around the Verse. Yeah, the rest is just more stuff, more fluff. No, more stuff, more fluff. Yeah. Later today, so also 3.4.3 has been released. It's live. They fixed 2 major crashes. You can be sure I'm going to make a test later today. I'm going to be trying mining, and I'm going to be trying interplanetary trade, which are the 2 activities that got me crashes and lose a lot of money. So we're going to see if it's possible. There has been no wipes this time, so that's going to be also interesting to see why and what are the different changes, the different quality of life. Is it really a plus? Was it necessary, not necessary? You will know everything. I promise you that. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is Eradicator. I'm signing out.